Welcome to Shomach Shalom and Nadav, your sponsor, Lui Nishma Asam B'Yakashom Leah Basitzchok. We're holding in Basra Daf Kufa involve the final and last daf of Maseches Basra and of Maseches Zoim. The Gemara concludes this Masechta with a sugya of Orev Hayoytze La'achar Chitun Shtars. Orev who comes after the signatures of the shtar, he is still a Orev. We pass him like Bishmol as Orev HaGoyve Min Nechosim Nechorn. You can use him to Goyve Nechosim Nechorn. And the last words of the Masechta is that Orev de Beis Din Loi Boy Kinyan. I don't have to do a Kinyan for this Orev the coming in Beis Din, because Bayano de Meheimun, because they will trust him and believe him, they follow him. Gomor Mishabed Lei, he is accepting himself to be an Orev. Why does this shayach specifically to the end of this Masechta in this place? There's a beautiful mahalach of the Minchas Elazar, which is based on the mahalach of the Smichas Chachomim. The Smichas Chachomim is a sefer which was written by a Rav called Naftali Katz. It was printed in about 300 years ago. And that sefer connects all the Siyumim and the beginning of Maseches to each other, explaining what's the sequence, why Masechta ends with this and it starts with something else. So there he speaks about Bobakama, Bometzia, Basra. And we could start with the Zoyar that we brought in the beginning of the Masechta, beginning of Masechta Basra. The Zoyar says the Bava, base Aleph, is Rosh Tevis of Bereshis Bara Elokim, which means the Bavas, Bobakama, Bometzia, Basra, connect to the essence of the world. In the beginning of the Masechta, we explained, because what's the idea of Maseches Nezikin? Dealing with all the bad influences, all the koiches around the world, which that's the main reason Kishbul created the world. He created the world to give Am Yisrael the opportunity to fix the bad influences, the bad koiches, bad powers that you have in the world. And that's what the whole Bava Mitzvah Basra is doing, taking care of all the koiches around, all the Nezikin of the world. And that's why they have in the Rosh Tevis bubble Pereshis Bar Elokim. The Smichas Chachomim takes a step further, and he goes on to say that we know this world that was created for us, is Shit Alfei Shnei Kaim with the 6,000 years to the world, and the 6,000 years is divided into three, as we'll see Be'ez Hashem, Masechet Sanhedrin, the next Masechta that we're going to learn. And there, the Gemara tells us that the first 2,000 is connected the Toyu, which is the world before the Torah was given. And then the next 2,000 years is Shnei Alofim Torah, from the time the Torah was given until right after Churban Bayis Sheni. And then the last 2,000 years is Keneged Yemoisa Mashiach. So he explains, the Boba Kamo is Keneged the time of Toyu, before Torah. When there's bad koiches in the world, that's Arba Avis Nezikin, you have the Shor and the Bor and the Mave and the Hever and all the different bad influences because there's no Torah to protect the world. Then goes Bo Metzia. Bo Metzia is already a koyach of good in the world. You have Shchenim, you have to be dealing with people that are living in the world. And he explains that Bo Metzia is connected Emtza, it's the middle, meaning the middle of the world where you have Torah, and you have Shnayim Oichsim Metalis right there in the middle, referring to the middle time of Shnei Alofim Torah. And then Bo Basra is connected to Moisei Mashiach. And he explains that that's the reason we're talking about the Inyana Yerusha of Eretz Yisrael, because that's what's going to happen in Moisei Mashiach, we're getting back Eretz Yisrael. That's why we have Cheskas Abatim, the chazaka that we have, that, as we mentioned in the end of Cheskas Abatim, the fact that we are coming back to Beis HaMikdash, have a time in Beis HaMikdash because of our chazaka. And what he does not mention, but we can add, is that the Gemaras and the Agatis of Rav Arbachano speak about the time of Moisei Mashiach in the Sachar v'Tzadikim L'Osid Lovei. So says the Minchas Elazar, now that we understand the Bo Basra is Keneged Moisei Mashiach, we can understand the end of the Masechta. Because the Gemara in Shabbos that Peites Amud Beis brings, then the end of the days, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to come to the Avos HaKadoshim and say, your children sin, what should we do? So Avram Avinu and Yaakov Avinu say, well, they have to be punished. There's nothing you can do. Yitzchak says, no, I want to do a deal with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He analyzes the days of the Yid, figures out that half the time he's sleeping, half the time he's busy with other things, and whatever is left, he says, Palga alai, palga alecho. Says Yitzchak Avinu to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we'll split it. I'll take half, you'll take half, and that's why you'll be moichel the avoinus. And without going now into too much why Yitzchak Avinu is specifically the one who does it, But one thing comes out, that when we come to the end of the days, we need the koyach of Yitzchak to be a orev. He has to be a guarantor. He has to be the one who takes over half of the avoidance of Klal Yisrael in order for them not to be judged in a bad way. So it says Minchas Elazar, that's the end of the Masechta. Orev when the Orev comes after the signatures, after everything is ending, you come to Yemei Mashiach. Yom Adin, there's a big Yom Adin. Am Yisrael have too many sins. Comes the Orev afterwards. Goyivim is a remez that they get the chelik of Olam Habo, which is called a Ben Chayrin. And the conclusion of the Masechta is that you don't need to have a kinyan. It says by Avraham Avinu that he's considered to be, that he was koine. He has a kinyan in Eretz Yisrael. Avraham Avinu, Keneged there, Yitzchak Lasudova does not need the kinyan. Why? The base thing of relying on him. The Kodesh Baruch Hu, so to speak, agrees to the demand of Yitzchak and to make him into an Orev, to accept the avoidance of Klal Yisrael and to be able for us to get to Lasud Lavoy. That's Gomer Meshaber Nafshei. I don't need any kinyan. That's good enough for Yitzchak. And the Minchas Elazar says one line. We're going to end with this because Yitzchak Avinu is connected Midas Adin. It's connected to judgment. All the terrible judgment, all the terrible maisim stories that happen to Klal Yisrael in the world, all the terrible tragedies, they are all mikoyach Midas Adin. And the oimik is the Yitzchak comes Lasid Lavoy and says, Palga alai, palga alecho. The Midas Adin took care of what Klal Yisrael sins. Right, Am Yisrael is choyte, but look how much Am Yisrael suffered and still was magdish itself to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And here you realize how the Midas Adin of Yitzchak is the one who brings us to the Lasid Lavoy. Because through the suffering, through the Midas Adin that Am Yisrael went through, there's Zoichet to Olam Haba, there's Zoichet to the Maseches Mashiach and all the Schusim. While the other others are saying, Imochel Dusha Shmecha, they should be punished, Yitzchak even says they were already punished. They went through the Makas. Now they should get the Schusim. That is the taina of Yitzchak, the taina of the arvus Yitzchak has. And that's the end of our Masechta, ending with the inyan of the Orev, a Yoitz Lachit Ushtaris, who does not need a kinyan, but Bahia know that we rely on him, his Mishaber Nafshei, and that's the Midas Adin that Yitzchak brings. With this we conclude Maseches Basra, B'siyata Dishmayo, and the Shurim of Shor Machshava Nadav that was Zoiche to have a shir, at least one shir in each daf. We should give koyach to continue together to steig and to have a shir on every daf on all the mesechtas. Anyone who wants to join Shor Machshava email us to WhatsApp group, please email shormachshava@gmail.com.